Hey everyone, Jody from Bird Off Adventures here. Today we're going to show you our new Starlink Mini. Stay tuned. Alright, so we got the boxes out. There's a big box that came in, so I took that out of the way. So we got two boxes. We got the big one that actually has the Starlink unit, and we also have this small one because we ordered the AC or DC adapter, whatever you want to call it, car adapter, basically. So we'll go over here. Kind of that out real quick. We'll do it first. Comes with a nice little booklet, I'm sure. It says regulatory notes. I'm sure it tells you everything you're not supposed to do. So we'll just probably like set that aside and never look at it again. You might browse through it. There's a pretty long USB-C cord, as well as the charger mount, the cigarette lighter. I call it cigarette lighter. Some of you younger folk may call it something else. All right, so now this bad boy. So you can throw the razor to the side for now. It's got kind of like a little thing like you do for like some shipping boxes. All right, and so we can look at it. Oh, it's got one on the sides too. So you got a little couple of these on the side. And then it opens up. So you're gonna see this before I do probably. I guess the thing didn't come all the way loose. Awesome. All right. Elon, you owe me some money, dude. You had to work a little hard on that one. All right, here we go. Whee! There it is, folks. Starlink Mini. Comes with several things inside. It's got pictures on here, graphics, so you can kind of see what's what. We have the wall plug. Now it does have a thing on the bottom, and this is more like the other end I was telling you about, the DC light plug. It goes into there, so that way you can plug it up if you want to use it like in a regular outlet, whether that's in your house or your RV or something else. So this little piece right here is used to put it on a pole. It comes with a little Allen wrench on here too. It's got a little mount for it to sit in. It's pretty cool. I've seen some mounts use this, so we'll definitely keep a hold of this. And then of course there's the actual unit itself. It's actually not too big. It's pretty light. And it looks like you have the kickstand. Now they do have the plan. It's like $50 a month, the Roam plan, which is what we signed up for. Now when we go to activate this, we're immediately going to put it in standby mode because I'll be honest with you, we're probably going to only use the $50 plan like when we're out, like say if we're on the Rubicon Trail or somewhere for like a week or something. Because the standby mode from my friends Jim and Karen, who I was on Redcomb Pass with, they had one of their two-door, and they said that they could text, they could even stream music from Spotify from theirs and just in standby mode. I think I can't remember, I think it says $15 a month, which ain't too bad. So it's about how much you pay for a streaming service, on your TV. So we'll definitely do that, open it up as needed, and then we'll go from there. So hang tight. We'll see how we mount it.
Well, after careful consideration, we decided we're going to use the DV8 overhead molly panel to mount our Starlink. We have the kit here. It arrived a couple of days ago, and it's still in pieces. We ain't put together yet. We're going to do that here in just a moment. We'll show you how we do that. Now, there's tons of videos on how to put this thing together and put it in, so we'll probably skip all the little steps, but we're going to show you what we do to get this thing to fit inside here. Now, we do have this case on, and it's cheap when you get off Amazon. We marked it down below. We just trimmed some of the rubber edges off here, and it will fit in here. But what we're going to do is that we've ordered a steel plate from McCaster Car, our friends over at McCaster Car. We've used them plenty of times before. That's going to mount inside of this piece here. I did talk to DV8. They were on a run with us with Arizona Broncos this past weekend. They're looking at possibly making their own custom mount for the Starlink. Now, whether that's on this or whether it's outside the vehicle, I don't know. Also talked to our friends over at Turn Off Road. They were recently at our at the Santan Ford event here in the Phoenix area, and they also mentioned they were working on a Starlink mount. Now, They did say it was going to be independent of their overhead molly panels. So stay tuned on that. They said, now we did consider the Turn Off Road. They're a good product, good company. Known Cole and Kylie since UVB. They're really good people. They make good products. Highly recommend them. I decided to go to this one because I want to relocate my radio up here, as well as just, you know, I like the way this one looks better, even though it costs a lot more. But either one's fine. Now the Turn Off Road one, the pieces that mount horizontal is wider than this, so you wouldn't have to need to do any kind of plate modification or anything on that. And like Jim and Carrie, they just have this mount on their Starlink sitting on the Turn Off Road molly panel in the rear, over the rear. I say over the rear seat. Theirs is a 2-door. It's over the rear seat area, the rear one, and it works great. So, long story short, we're going to try this out this way, and if DVA or somebody else releases a molly panel mount, we may consider upgrading to that. But I think for now, we're just going to stick with what we're planning. Put our rugged radio up here that y'all saw a video on that before. Put this about right in here, and then we'll have perfect setup. We don't want to put it too far back because we want to be able to take the hardtop off with those little knobs over here. So we'll have to place it to see exactly how we want to place it. But I'm thinking we'll probably put it right in the middle here, about right in here. And as you can see, it's holding on. So place it about in that area. The radio will not interfere. I did look it up that GMRS radios frequencies are so different from the Starlinks. They're not even close, and therefore they should not interfere. So I'm not worried about that. Plus the antenna's out the back anyway. So anyway, just want to kind of go over how our strategy is. So we kept our stock hardtop brackets. Anytime you take something off, my advice is to keep it unless you're 100% sure you're not going back, because otherwise you'd be going back to Ford to buy these to use this kit on. So we'll take that off, put this on, put the plate in here, get it fixed up. We'll show you a few steps of that, and then we should be good. So hang tight. There, we went with this aluminum piece. Since we're not going to drill, we decided not to drill anymore. We're not going to drill holes. We're just going to use some leftover 3M tape. We're going to basically, at this point, we're going to buff or sand down these corner edges just to make sure that they're good and soft with the Dremel. So all 4 corners on both sides. We'll scuff up the aluminum like we've done before, and some other projects. And then we'll put some aluminum primer and then some trim black paint. Paint this thing so that way it doesn't stand out when it's in the overhead molly panel. And then we ordered 4 of those plates that we used in our GoPro mount video, those snap plates, those magnetic plates. We'll put 1 on each corner, and that way the magnet will just set on that, and this will be 3M to the overhead molly. This is just a temporary fix until something better comes out. So once we have more options, we'll always revisit this. But until now, we think this will be plenty enough. The 3M tape should hold it down. Let's just be honest with you. We're going to have the roof on most of the time when we're using that anyway. You know, the only time we don't have the roof on is mainly when we're sticking the asphalt because it's just too much to clean up. So, all right, we got our plate set. Our plate from McCaster Car, aluminum. It's a 1/4 inch thick. It's 6 inch by 12 inch. Now, ideally, it would have been nice if we could have found a 12.5 inch wide. That way, it would have filled that entire tray. But this should be wide enough. As you can see here, the magnets are pretty close enough. And, you know, whenever you go to put this thing on it, these are those snap mount tabs. And we used those when we did our GoPro mounts. That's what they're made for. And keep in mind, this is going to be also inside the vehicle. And there's also going to be either a roof or a Bimini shade over it. And as you can see here, voila, sticks perfectly to it. All right, so we're up here. We got everything positioned where we think we want it. So this plate is going to fit about midway between these holes to the very edge right here. I think this is enough. I mean, yes, you could go ahead and do blah, 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 every single space, but I think this should be more than enough. And like I said before, even if we don't keep this in permanently, we could easily remove the tape and take the plate out and use another option. So
All right, so we're just had that clamp down at the pressure. Make sure that tape gets good and stuck. So we fed the wire up here from our USB thing, our USB 12 volt. So we're going to use some of these little packs that we got here from a long time ago. Can I use these? They have a little adhesive on them as well. You stick them where you want to. Use your zip ties to snake the cord how you like it. Now the DV8 thing does have a little dip right here, just for this purpose. You want to give it a little bit of slack because it's got to plug into the middle. So you want to make sure you get plenty of slack. So you don't want to get too tight. And then we're going to try to run it kind of like what we did with the antenna behind this piece here, and then down in the back to where we can use that one back there. We initially thought we might plug it in down here at this one, but I just don't know if I want to do that. I mean, we definitely got enough cord to do both, so it's not a big deal. Not gonna lie and say it's the cleanest install, but basically we run our cable through here, around the behind the airbag, and then down through here, back in. We'll be able to show you guys. We're in the process of running snaking on back through. You just want to make sure you put it behind the seat belts. You have it coming out right there. We'll take it in back through there behind the MOLLE panel mounts where the 12 volt outlet is. And then after that, it'll be just a matter of plugging it in and letting it go. But we got our little things here. We said you won't see these because one, the Bimini shade will be on top of them whenever they're not in use. And two, from inside the vehicle, you can't see that stuff. So just want to point that out. I know it's hard to see, but that cord is running up through here. We did this the same way as we did some of our antenna cord for our GMRS, except we come out right here because the plug is right there. And sorry about that light pollution. We got a ton of slack in this. So the only downside to this is that we can't use the splitter on it because this demands so much power. So I have a splitter that I'd used before when I ran my fridge. My Iceco fridge is out right now. I just sit in the house just to have more space back here for the short term. But it's like, this is not capable of powering both out of a single outlet. So it's useless. And most of our power banks, like we have the Rock Pals, which apparently is no longer in business. But even like some of the Blue Yetis I looked at, most of the ones, they don't have two DC outlets. So as of right now, when we use the fridge, we have to snake the line up between the seats right there and up until the middle console's DC outlet. So I may redo this at some point and run this to go to that center console. That way I can keep this for the fridge. But we'll see. You know, always room for improvement, but you know, just trying to plug both these at once is just not happening. So anyway, I want to point that out to you guys in case you guys have a similar setup. You know, we also want to make sure that we're doing everything safe. Something to be mindful of, if you have a stock hardtop, your insulation's not as thick as this. We have the Anderson Composites hardtop, which has the thicker insulation and therefore is quieter. I'm not sure how thick the Turn Off-Road hardtop is, the insulation on it, so that might be something to factor in. I don't think they're as thick as this, though. This one's a pretty thick, so just something to be mindful of is that you got to account for that space whenever you're putting it up here, so you want to make sure it doesn't fit over too snug. Okay, so here's the finished product without the Bimini shade over it, which we could run it without the Bimini shade. We don't necessarily need to have that. As you can see here, it fits pretty tight in there on the inside of the truck. Now, I don't want to go too far back because I still have to turn those hooks to get the roof on and off. So what we're going to do is we're going to basically put the Bimini shade back over it. And then we will go ahead and go out and activate it and have fun. Yeah, we'll roll the Bimini shade back on top and then we'll go from there. All right, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. This was a fun project. We did use this on the way to SEMA as we drove it to Vegas in some of the dead areas between Phoenix and Vegas. I only used it for texting and music streaming. It worked great, even with the standby program, which is like $5 a month. So you can't beat that. So it's perfect for emergencies too. So that way you can use your iPhone to send text, reach out to 911 or whatever you got to do, make an emergency call. So it's pretty awesome. That, in my opinion, is worth it itself. And then whenever you're out, when you're camping and you want to watch like a YouTube video like Bird Dog Off-Road Adventures, hey, you can do that as well. If you pay the $50 plan, we will end up activating that at some point. We just hadn't done it yet. Here's a fun fact. If you guys use the link that we put below, not only do we get a free month of Starlink, when you buy, you get a free month of Starlink. So it's a you rub my back, I rub your back type situation. So please consider that. We'll put the link down below. I know they got some good deals going on right now with Black Friday and the Christmas holiday coming up. So take advantage of it and get yours pretty cheap too. You won't regret it.